Hello everyone from Zurich, Switzerland, a place I had no intention to travel to up until just a couple of days ago, but the reason I'm here is a pretty crazy reason that I'm sharing with you guys here in this video, and it has to do with that blasted virus that's been going around the world for the last 2.5 years. Yes, that one, COVID-19. It finally got me, but I'm okay right now. I'm recovered, I'm past it, I'm testing negative, I'm feeling fine. Those of you who follow me on Instagram are already aware of this because I did post about it on Instagram, and I do appreciate those of you who responded with messages of well-wishing for me during the time that I had it and I was posting about it. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thankfully, it was very mild and very short for me. It did not make me very sick. It actually was not even as bad or as long as most colds I've ever had in my life. And I completely give credit to medical science for making that possible because I was fully vaccinated, booster vaccinated, had some knowledge about taking vitamin C and vitamin D along the way to keep the immune system strong, and of course having readily available tests as well to know whether I had it or not. All things that contributed to me having it very mildly and very quickly. But nevertheless, it was costly because it happened to me while I was traveling. I was traveling from Greece up to another part of Europe where I am actually moving to for a little while for a teaching job, and I'm not going to reveal where that place is right now. You'll have to subscribe or stay subscribed and stay tuned for that because I will have videos coming up from this place after I publish some of the other videos I've already filmed recently. But I was going up there and I stopped in Lugano, Switzerland along the way, which is a place I had traveled to recently, but I went back there again to see a student of mine and film some videos from there onto this other place, traveling by ground, which I thought would be nice to make some videos of, a few trains and buses and other sort of travel content along the way. But the day that I traveled up from Greece to Lugano, symptoms started happening. At the beginning of that day, I had a bit of a sore throat, which I didn't think much of at first because it was only that, and I was sleeping under an air conditioner in the apartment I was staying at the night before, so I figured maybe it had to do with that a little bit because I wasn't really used to air conditioning and it was kind of blowing right on me all night. So I figured, okay, maybe it's just that, and hopefully it's just that. But by the end of the day, when I had gotten up to Lugano, then the low-grade fever started coming on, the scratchy throat became even more so, my sinuses were feeling messed up, and so I was like, all right, this feels like it's COVID. So then the following morning, I went and got a test at the pharmacy, and it came up positive. So then I was like, well, okay, kind of screwed because I had only intended to be in Lugano for one day and then travel on to a couple of other places before reaching my final destination. So basically I had to cancel the rest of my travel plans for the following days, which included a flight that was not refundable, 3 hotels that were not refundable, one of which I at least was able to, given that there was still a couple of days for that, I at least was able to negotiate a half refund from them. And of course, all the extra hotel nights in Lugano, Switzerland, which thankfully Lugano is not as expensive as a lot of the rest of Switzerland, and the hotel that I stay at when I go there is a little bit cheaper. Cheap, but still nice though. From the day I tested positive, for another 2 days after that, I was feeling some symptoms. They never got really severe, just like a low-grade fever, about like 37.5 in Celsius, about 99.5 Fahrenheit at the most. Then started going down the following day. Scratchy throat lasted another day longer than that. Very slight cough for a little bit, but then basically I became symptom-free about 3 days after I first tested positive, and then 2 days after my symptoms ended, I tested negative. So I basically was positive for about 5 days. 5 days from symptom onset up until I tested negative. So I was very fortunate that I got this probably almost as mildly as you could possibly get it. I had spent the time, of course, isolating in my hotel room. I was resting. I was drinking a lot of liquids, a lot of water, a lot of, vitamin juice, consuming vitamin C, basically just trying to bombard my system with vitamins and rest and anything I could do just to get over it really quickly. Not only just for the sake of being healthy again, but also because the longer the sickness would last, the more it would cost me, of course, because I wasn't going through it at home. I was going through it in a place where I had to pay per night to stay there. I didn't film anything while I was going through this in Lugano, Switzerland, because I was, well, mainly because I was just kind of depressed about the whole situation, depressed that I didn't get to see those who I went to see, that I was very excited to see in Lugano, Switzerland, and because of the financial impact on me, which will take a while for me to recover from. That'll take longer to recover from than anything physical from COVID for me. And of course, the whole, reality of like, well, I was trying to be careful, but also trying to live my life at the same time, and it still got me anyway. So, all of those realities just had to be processed during the time that I was waiting this out. Now I'm past it, I'm fine, and I'm also glad that this didn't happen while I was with my family, because of course, I wouldn't want to give this to them. I don't know if their luck would have been as good as mine in terms of having it very mildly and quickly, so of course that is a relief. At least I went through this just kind of on my own, and was by myself anyway, and was able to just ride this out without getting others infected, particularly others that I care for very much. Now I'm past this ordeal, and now I'm trying to get to where I'm trying to go. Found a flight out of Zurich, Switzerland, because of course from Lugano you have a choice of either flying out of Milan or Zurich, both places that are easy to get to from Lugano. So I found a better flight deal out of Zurich, but that flight was canceled. So now I'm staying an extra day here. So COVID is still being pretty costly with me, because now, of course, since so many other people are having it, there's, of course, all the issues that are going on with flights. I think this is something going on both sides of the Atlantic, because I've heard in the US this is happening, but Europe is having a big problem with this too, because so many people are traveling now in the summer, but at the same time, airlines are still recovering from the impact of COVID. A lot of crew are getting sick, and crew illness was cited for the reason that my flight that I was supposed to be on today was canceled. So waiting till tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow's flight will not be canceled. Should get reimbursed from the airline for this, for paying extra to stay for another hotel night here by Zurich Airport. Still, you know how it goes. It's always a big fight. So that's been my COVID-19 story. Like I said, I didn't really film anything, so this is just kind of a boring talking head video, but I figured in the interest of sharing with you guys my experience, in case you guys have had any similar experiences with this virus that seems to be getting every last person now. I mean, recently I've known a lot of people who didn't get it up until now that have gotten it now, just like me. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any similar experiences, or what you guys' experience has been like, if COVID has impacted you either directly or indirectly while trying to travel, because of course, I always tell you guys to travel better, but I know that COVID presents a lot of extra challenges for travel. That's been my COVID-19 story. As I move on now and try to get to where I'm trying to get to, I will leave you guys off with a thank you again for all of your support, both for those of you on Instagram who showed me support by responding to my posts on there, saying that I was positive, as well as those of you who watch my videos. I certainly look forward to sharing more videos with you guys. I do have a number of videos that I have shot that I have not yet released that are on their way, and more coming up very soon from this place that I'm traveling to that I'm very excited to show you guys some videos from. Until then, take care and travel better.